So the other day I watched a brand new UK movie titled Wasteman. This is a film directed by a first-time director called Cal McMahon, and it stars one of my favourite up-and-coming actors at the moment, David Johnson, and Tom Blythe. And it centres around this prisoner who's about to be released early due to the early parole that's going around UK prisons, but his chances of freedom are thwarted when a new prisoner enters his cell. I was really excited to see this movie because I thought the trailer looked good, and also David Johnson. I love this guy, and I'm very happy to say that this is a very solid prisoner drama. What I will say is that the third act does hit into the cliches of this subgenre just a little bit, and you can kind of see where it's going about an hour in, but what I will say is that the first two acts are so solid and full of tension, and what I really appreciated is that the film shows that even if you're not a really bad person in prison, because our main protagonist, yeah, he's made some mistakes in his life, but he's not a terrible person. But you can tell that if he puts one foot out of line, chaos ensues throughout this entire prison. And another element that I really appreciated was that it seemed to take inspiration from the movie The Zone of Interest. You know, that movie about the people working at the concentration camps, and you can hear the devastating scenes behind them while they're just going about their normal lives. Well, they use that to great effect in this movie. There were just scenes where two prisoners are just going about their regular routines, just doing regular things. And in the background you can hear fights, people screaming and cells clashing. It just added to the claustrophobic feeling of this movie. And speaking of the claustrophobia, how they managed to direct some of these scenes in such tight spaces is beyond me. There's one scene where there's a scuffle and a bit of a scrap in a cell, and the way that the camera moved around those people was sensational. I don't know how they did that. They also used handheld cam to add to the grittiness of those scenes. And I think this movie has one of the year's best soundtracks by a million miles by Forest Swords, who uses this slow synth-focused music, especially in the montages where you see people just going about their days. It just added to the tension with the slow burn of it. And there's also some really good uses of licensed music as well. And of course the acting is great from David Johnson and Tom Blythe, two really great actors. David Johnson just has this really likeable persona about him, which helps with the character. You know, he's a mistaken guy. Yes, he's made some mistakes, but you know he's not a really bad person. And Tom Blythe did a really good job of adding tension to the movie and playing a really menacing person. Overall, I think Wasteman is a very solid prison drama that you really need to watch. It's on YouTube. It has some really solid character work, some fantastic performances, one of the year's best soundtracks. Please go and give it your support. It really deserves it.